What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another S2 Dry Fire Friday. Today, I'm going to be taking you through a 50-round scrambler in dry fire training. We're going to be using the Mantis X10 to do all of the data tracking, analysis, and scoring. You guys can certainly do all of these drills without the Mantis product. However, I'd highly recommend that you have one. You'll certainly need one for today's session for sure. And if you guys are firearms enthusiasts and you don't have a Mantis X10, what are you doing with your lives? It's such a great product in dry fire and live fire. There's a reason why they keep winning all these awards for most innovative product in the firearms industry. I'll put a link in the description below where you could purchase one, or you can also enter a raffle that we're doing to win a Mantis X10. All right, so in today's session, I'm gonna go through 6 different drills that are built into the Mantis product line, okay? Now, my group and I, we use this as measurement, right? We want to data track with this. So I recommend that everybody do this every Monday and every Friday, and then we post up our results. And if you guys follow us on social media at all, on our Facebook page, S2 Strategic Defense, you'll see that there's a couple of us that are posting screenshots of our scores and just kind of having some fun with it. And that's a great way to help compel additional training, right? Keep things competitive, make it fun, and everybody wins. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. This is all dry fire. You don't need any holsters or any of that stuff. You just need the Mantis and your firearm, and obviously a safe and sterile training environment. So I'll walk you guys through this step by step. Let me go ahead and fire up the Mantis and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna do as soon as we get connected to the Mantis is go through the menu and find the option that says Open Training. Open training is the untimed drill. You could spend as many rounds as you want in there. You could spend as much time between rounds as you'd like. And it gives us some great data on what's happening to the front end of the gun, making sure that we have a good quality trigger press. So we're gonna do 10 shots in open training without any crunch for time, no stress. I want you to do the best that you can with every single shot. And that'll go something like this. All right, 10 shots. I'm kind of speeding through this for you so we can get into the video. Was that 6 shots? All right, guys, let's take a look and see what the Mantis tells us real quick. Out of 10 shots, my average score is a 95.2. If I move the screen over to my left, I could break this down shot by shot and see what each particular shot scored at. And I can also see how much time went by in between shots. Now, for this particular drill, I don't care about the time. That's not really that important. The scores are what's important to me, and then that average score, obviously, of a 95.2. I can keep sliding over, and that'll give me a different method of being able to see shot to shot what my averages were. And then I can slide over one more time and I can see exactly what's happening at the muzzle end of the gun. So you can see the blue line, then the yellow line, and then the white X's where the shot breaks, and then you have the red line that shows what happens after the shot breaks, okay? So it's a good way to be able to do a little bit of analysis and see that. And just for fun, I'll show you guys, you can actually play this and it will play this for you, so that way you can watch this kind of slow motion and see what's happening to the front of the gun. And if you're making some grave mistakes, then obviously you can fix that as well. All right, guys, for the second drill, we are going to go to the menu and find the one that says Mantis X Benchmark. Now, the benchmark is a lot like the open training session, except it limits you at 10 shots and then gives you an average. If we stayed in the open training session, you could do 10, 15, 20, 100, 500. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't limit you on the round count. Whereas the benchmark stops you at 10 and then gives you the average for that. Now, we could still see the same data in the graphical analysis as we did in the open session. The biggest difference is that it cuts you off at 10. And so this is really where you want to start spending some time and gathering good averages, okay? So we're gonna go 10 rounds in the Mantis X Benchmark. Let's see what that looks like. All right, let's do 10 rounds on the Mantis X Benchmark. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of jink that one. 5, try to clean this up a little bit. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, guys, so that was the Mantis X Benchmark. And again, you can see it works identical to the open training session, except it cuts you off at 10, and then you have an average. Now, there's a couple shots in there that are janked, but oh well, it happens, right? I don't want to sit here and edit the video. People make mistakes, I make mistakes, and I want you guys to be able to see how we just blow right through that and keep on working. All right, guys, for the third drill, we're gonna go back to the menu and find where it says primary hand only. Again, this is untimed, so take your time going through it, making sure that you have a good trigger press. Primary hand only obviously means that you're shooting single-handed with your strong side. My honest opinion is that this is probably one of the most important skills that you could develop for like something like concealed carry or defensive shooting, right? You just never know when you have to draw from the holster and be able to press, if other hand is occupied doing something else. So make sure that you guys are spending some time working on the primary hand only. Let's see what this looks like. All right, guys, 10 shots, primary hand only. Let's see how this goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, too much coffee, 9, and 10. All right, guys, so that's 10 shots using the primary hand only option. And again, untimed, and you get a chance to see all of the data that you would want to see through open training or even the benchmark. For our fourth drill, we're gonna go back into the menu and we're gonna find where it says support hand only. Obviously shooting one hand, support side only. We're gonna do another 10 rounds, not timed. Just take your time and go through it. Make sure that you guys have a good trigger press. Let's see what that looks like. Just taking our time, right? Each trigger press, just trying to find a good grip, good sight package, have a good clean break all the way to the back of the trigger guard. Jeez. All right, guys, that's 10 rounds using support hand only. And again, if you're having a hard time getting through any of this stuff, go back and find what's going on. Are you using too much trigger finger? Are you healing the gun? Any of these types of things. That's why the Mantis X10 really works, because it gives you data that you can take a look at and actually make improvements on. All right, guys, for drill number 5, we're gonna go back into the menu and find where it says compressed surprise break. Now, this is a timed drill. We are going to be going through 5 repetitions, so 5 shot breaks total. You're gonna have a buzzer that goes off. When the buzzer goes off, you need to be able to press the trigger to the rear. It's going to measure 2 different aspects of this. Number 1 is obviously the quality of the overall shot score, just like we've seen in the previous drills. But it's also going to measure the reactionary time from when the buzzer goes off to how long it takes for you to press that trigger all the way back. It's a good balance. A lot of times what happens is when the buzzer goes off, people get stressed and they crush that trigger, which is gonna jank that gun straight down or out to the left or out to the right. We wanna make sure we have a clean trigger press along with being quick about that reactionary time. It's always about a balance between speed and accuracy. And this is a great way to start developing that. All right, guys, 5 rounds, compressed surprise break. Here we go. A little late to the party, it felt like. Okay. All right, guys, so that's the compressed surprise break. And if you take a look at the Mantis, you can see that I have an average score of 94.4 and an average time of 0.2, which is a pretty good time. And if I need to be able to take a look at it again, if I see something that's way off or something I'm not happy with, I can scroll over to find out exactly what's going on with that particular shot. Again, making corrections. Don't forget what I always say. Management requires measurement, and the Mantis allows us to have that kind of measurement. All right, guys, for drill number 6, we're gonna go back into the main menu and we're gonna find where it says timed benchmark. Now, this is a timed drill. We're gonna be using 5 shots, okay? Now, time benchmark is typically used more in live fire to check split times and just overall trigger finger speed, but in dry fire, it still gives us a lot of valuable information. To use it in dry fire mode, here's what we're going to do. When the buzzer goes off, we're gonna be pressed out, press the trigger, immediately cycle the gun, get back out there, and press the trigger again for a total of 5 repetitions. What is that doing for us? Well, it teaches us how to break down the grip, manipulate the gun, get back in a good presentation, find that front sight, put it back on target, and then be able to get back on the trigger. So it's a lot of small skills that all come together to help you find a good timed benchmark. Again, a balance between speed and accuracy. I'll show you guys what this looks like. All right, guys, so if you take a look at the time benchmark, you can see that I have an average score of 92.3 and an overall time of 7.85. When we have those types of scores, we can always go back historically, as long as it's data logged, and see if we've made improvement, if we've not made improvement, are we faster, is our trigger press any better, and see where that right balance is to be able to find a good happy medium between speed and accuracy. All right, guys, so that's 50 shots in total. We did 10 shots in open training session, followed up by 10 shots in the benchmark, then another 10 in the primary hand only, then another 10 in support hand only, then we did 5 in the compressed surprise break, and then we did 5 more in the timed benchmark. So that's a total of 50 shots. We want to do that every Monday and every Friday. In all honesty, once you guys have that data, it's great to have that and go back to last week, 2 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago, and be able to see where your progress is. And then if you want to fix something that you consistently see that's off, go back into the Mantis and see what the data is telling you, right? See how you can get faster, see how you can have a better trigger press. And so on our social media pages, if you guys don't follow me, you can follow me on S2 Strategic Defense on Facebook or on Instagram at S2 Strategic. We've been posting this up, some of the guys that are in my group and some friends and some students, mostly to help compete with each other and raise the bar for each other, right? So we've been posting this up as a good exercise, and I think competition is a great way to compel more training. If you guys have a Mantis and you guys are watching this on YouTube, take your scores. I'd love to see you guys in the comments section to go through that scrambler, put down which drill you did, what your score was, and share it with the world. All right, guys, I'll see you guys next week. Until then, be safe, be well, and train hard.